Over the last 9 years, I've done over 250 races and pretty much ran every single day of the year. And even though I've won quite a lot of races in the middle there, I still find that my biggest accomplishment in running was the ability to race 20 to 30 races every single year and being able to run every single day pretty much injury-free. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the mindset that got me consistently running over the last few years. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Vlad Excel and I used to be a professional runner and now just an elite runner and a bit more of a strength for runners coach. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the mindset that got me to change my outlook on running and training and being able to run literally almost every single day for the last 9 years, and some tips and tricks that you can take away in changing your mindset and hopefully making you into a better runner. Make sure you do stick around to the end of this video because I am going to share my race day routine, so you kind of have that right, but we're going to focus a lot more in this video about the process of getting to race day. And race day, you'll do well. If you can put all your focus on the training, you'll do well in the race day. If you put too much focus on race day, your kind of result might improve by 5%, 2%, 1%. If you put all your focus into the training and everything around training, that race day performance can improve by 20, 30, 40, 50% or even more. So what I really want to kind of dive into today is putting all that focus into the training, and race day will take care of itself. You will be on a different level of a runner and you'll keep improving if you can keep putting that focus on the process and not on the outcome. I do get a lot of DMs where people are asking me what should I eat the morning before the race, or what kind of a warm-up I should do in the morning of the race, what gel should I use for my race, what shoes should I wear for my race day. And I feel like there's a lot of focus on race day instead of focusing on training. So whatever you're going to do on race day is the stuff that you should be doing in training. So you shouldn't be changing too much. You don't want to be eating every morning peanut butter sandwiches and then the morning before the race you have 7 bananas. Whatever you eat every single day and works for you for training and worked in that training block, that's what you should be doing on race day. So you want to get to the point that whatever is there every single day is there on race day. Same with your warm-up, same with your nutrition, same with your breakfast. You know, everything is pretty much the same. Even the race shoes, you might use brand new running shoes for the race, but you want to be doing a lot of training in your race shoes. So for example, I do most of my key sessions, so my interval training and my threshold runs in the Nike Next Percent. That's the same shoe that I'm racing with. Obviously I have a new one for racing and an older one for training, but I'm using the same model for my key session as I do for racing. So you want to make sure that you practice whatever is going to happen on race day on a regular basis, because that way you know that that works for you and that's going to work on race day. So let's break it down a little bit more. Imagine your goal, for example, is to run a 3-hour marathon, and you're a good runner. Maybe you ran a 3:15 before and you want to run that 3-hour marathon. So let's break that down. I want to run a 3-hour marathon. So what do I need to do? I know that I need to run at least 100 to 120 kilometers every single week for the next 16 weeks. That's a lot of running, but let's break that down even more. So I know that to be able to run that much, I need to make sure that my body is strong, it's injury-free, and it can handle that load. To get to that point, what do I need to do? Let's break it down even a little bit more. I need to do 4 strength sessions every single week. I need to focus on my recovery. Let's break that down even a little bit more. You know, to focus on my recovery, I need to get good sleep. Let's break that down. To get good sleep, I need to make sure that I go to sleep early. I need to make sure that my room is dark. I need to make sure that I'm relaxed before I go into sleep. Let's have a look at the diet as well. You know, to be able to look after my recovery, my diet has to be clean. All right, so I need to make sure that my shopping, list is kind of, I'm staying away from processed foods. I'm eating more fruits and vegetables and so on. I need to get some foam rolling. All right, I want to do that 3 or 4 times a week. So you really kind of break everything down and put that focus on the smallest things, because the more you focus on the little things, the better you're going to do in the big things. So the more you can focus on those little bits down the bottom, imagine this is a pyramid and your race day is right here. The more you can focus down the bottom, the better you're going to do on race day. And in general, as a runner, the more you can focus on those little things, the more pyramids you can create and the better you can do in a lot of races, which ultimately I think should be the goal for most runners. But anyway, that was the goal for me, was always to do well consistently. So it wasn't just do well in one race and then kind of forget about everything. It was a very consistent kind of staying a runner for many, many years. So I know that we're talking a lot about that process, and that's very important. I will go through a quick outline of what I do leading up to races and what kind of shaped over a few years that maybe you can give a try in the next few races. And what you want to be doing is always experimenting till you get to the point where you feel this is not too bad, and that stays your base routine before races. So personally, let's talk about a key race. So imagine this is like an important race that you do 2 or 3 times a year that you kind of really build up to. So let's use that as an example as your A race. So for me, for an A race, I would stop caffeine 1 week before. So I'm sure a lot of us enjoy our coffee, but a week before the race, I'll stop caffeine. It's very hard for the first 3 days. Once you get past that, it gets a lot easier. So I want to do that. So when I do have gels with caffeine on race day, I'm getting the benefits of caffeine on that kind of race day when I really need it. So it's a small sacrifice, no caffeine for a week, for that big boost, especially when you're kind of struggling through a race. Taper time for a key race is usually a lot longer than maybe a taper for like a training race, but usually I keep intensity, fairly good level leading up to the race. So the volume goes down, but the intensity still stays there. So when you do get to the race, you have that healthy tension in your muscles, in your legs, so they don't kind of feel jelly as you start the run. You want that healthy tension, which is good. And then kind of the day before the race, 2 days before the race, I definitely try and stay away from, spending too much time on my feet. So I try and relax just a little bit more. Maybe don't wake up with an alarm for 2 or 3 days before a race, really kind of sleep in a little bit longer, give my body that extra rest before that big effort that's coming up. The day before the race, I'll probably have my big carb loading meal for lunch, not for dinner. So I actually like to carb load, which is not 7 plates of pasta, it's just 1 plate of pasta. I like to do that on lunchtime. Then for dinner, I'll have a lighter dinner. So when I actually race in the morning, which is, kind of 10 hours from dinner time is race time, I'm not too heavy. I'm not too bloated on the start line. I'm not feeling too heavy. So something that's worked for me over the years is that bigger carb loading meal on lunchtime, smaller dinner the night before. I usually try and wake up 3 hours before the start of the race, and I'll have most of my liquids in between kind of 3 hours and 1 hour to the race. So that one last hour before the race, I'm not drinking too much. So I don't want to kind of get to that start line again feeling like I need to go to the toilet. So I'm kind of having all my liquids in those 2 hour window, and that 1 hour before the race, obviously my throat is dry, so I am drinking a little bit here and there, but I'm not drinking a huge amount of water in that last hour. Straight away after I wake up, I try and have my food, which has now become 2 bananas. And then I might have a gel about 15 minutes before the race. If it's a long race, if it's an ultramarathon, that gel would not have any caffeine. If it's a shorter race, under a marathon, that gel definitely would have caffeine in it. I would usually, with my banana, I would have a coffee, the same coffee that I have every single day. So I'd have 2 bananas to kind of keep it simple in my stomach. Usually I train in the morning on an empty stomach, so kind of having 2 bananas is not that much, but still kind of gives me that energy for the race. And then pretty much I'll do the same warm-up before the race as I do on my key sessions, before the threshold, before the interval sessions, and before the long run. And those are the 3 sessions that I do every single week. So those sessions that I do every single week are very similar to kind of race feeling. So hopefully that kind of clears a little bit of questions about what you should do on race day. But I really kind of want to finish this video off with kind of reminding you that you do want to be focusing on the process, and the outcome will take care of itself. Don't put too much focus on race day, on race results, on times. Put that focus into the little things, and the big things will pay off. Hopefully you got some value out of this video. If you do want to check out a good video about running form, check out the video right here. Also check out Big's hydration in the description below, and hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.